Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Only two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the former. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer. I have no special talent, I am only passionately curious. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Memory is deceptive because it is colored by today's events. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. No amount of experimentation can ever prove me right. A single experiment can prove me wrong. In matters of truth and justice, there is no difference between large and small problems, for issues concerning the treatment of people are all the same. Technological progress is like an axe in the hands of a pathological criminal. Our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty. The gift of fantasy has meant more to me than my talent for absorbing positive knowledge. The hardest thing to understand in the world is the income tax. Everyone should be respected as an individual, but no one idolized. He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. All that is valuable in human society depends upon the opportunity for development accorded the individual. A table, a chair, a bowl of fruit, and a violin. What else does a man need to be happy? Pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind. If people are good only because they fear punishment and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed. Any man who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss the attention it deserves. I believe that a simple and unassuming manner of life is best for everyone, best both for the body and the mind. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? A question that sometimes drives me hazy: am I or are the others crazy? I am not only a pacifist but a militant pacifist. I am willing to fight for peace. Nothing will end war unless the people themselves refuse to go to war. Reading after a certain age diverts the mind too much from its creative pursuits. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. When you are courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength and soul can be a true master. For this reason, mastery demands all of a person. Most people say that it is the intellect which makes a great scientist. They are wrong. It is character. I want to go when I want. It is tasteless to prolong life artificially. I have done my share. It is time to go. I will do it elegantly. We still do not know 1,000% of what nature has revealed to us. Nothing is more destructive of respect for the government and the law of the land than passing laws which cannot be enforced. Few people are capable of expressing with equanimity opinions which differ from the prejudices of their social environment. Most people are even incapable of forming such opinions. I do not believe that civilization will be wiped out in a war fought with the atomic bomb. Perhaps 2/3 of the people of the earth will be killed. Mozart's music is so pure and beautiful that I see it as a reflection of the inner beauty of the universe. The unleashed power of the atom has changed everything, save our modes of thinking, and we thus drift toward unparalleled catastrophe. There is no logical way to the discovery of these elemental laws. There is only the way of intuition, which is helped by a feeling for the order lying behind the appearance. We should take care not to make the intellect our goal. It has, of course, powerful muscles, but no personality. It gives me great pleasure indeed to see the stubbornness of an incorrigible nonconformist warmly acclaimed. True religion is real living. Living with all one's soul, with all one's goodness and righteousness. Occurrences in this domain are beyond the reach of exact prediction, because of the variety of factors in operation, not because of any lack of order in nature. If I were not a physicist, I would probably be a musician. I often think in music. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. There could be no fair destiny for any physical theory than that it should point the way to a more comprehensive theory in which it lives on as a limiting case. There comes a time when the mind takes a higher plane of knowledge but can never prove how it got there. Too many of us look upon Americans as dollar chasers. This is a cruel libel, even if it is reiterated thoughtlessly by the Americans themselves. Most of the fundamental ideas of science are essentially simple, and may, as a rule, be expressed in a language comprehensible to everyone. It stands to the everlasting credit of science that by acting on the human mind it has overcome man's insecurity before himself and before nature. To the master's honor all must turn, each in its track, without a sound, forever tracing Newton's ground. One strength of the communist system of the East is that it has some of the character of a religion and inspires the emotions of a religion.